What's going on, guys? My name's Simon. Welcome back to another video inside of X-Plane 11. What you see in front of you is the Cessna 400, or as it's called in X-Plane, the Columbia 400. I'm not quite sure why, whether that's a mistake or not. But this plane, it isn't a new addition to X-Plane. It's not a mod. If you go into the aircraft and click show aircraft from older versions, this will come up. And I decided that we'll give it a bit of a run around, see what it's like. It has a G1000 glass cockpit, so I'm fairly fluent in that. Today we're just going to be taking it for a hop around Hawaii. I will put the flight plan on the screen. But that's about all I have to say on this lovely aircraft here. And let's get into the cockpit. Okay, so if you excuse all the noise of the aircraft flying about the place, we are here sat on the ramp at I've forgotten the name of this airport, Kona International at Keyhole. Papa Hotel Kilo Oscar, that's just what we're going to call it because I don't speak whatever language they speak here. I'm going to assume it's Hawaiian because, well, who wouldn't? Don't know why I've got the throttle in. Anyways, I've got the flight plan in, so we don't have to get too bored at that. And let's start up the engine. Now, I've never actually started an engine good and proper in this thing. So, let's give it a go in the here and now. That's the batteries. Oh, no, let's turn them on. Avionics. They should probably be on. All of this stuff. Cross time. Well, let's just put the mixture in. And that's flap, backup pump. Let's turn the strobes on and the position lights on. Yes, this. So you can only pull from one tank at a time in this aircraft. Now, where is the starter key? I think it's there. Actually, so let's go to here. There we go, that's lovely. So, okay then. So we have everything started up. We have, well, to the best of my knowledge, everything done correctly. So, now let's, well, I suppose there's only one thing to do, and that's to head off. This aircraft has, I believe, 310 horsepower engine. And unfortunately it doesn't have retractable gear, so that's going to be a little bit more drag, but it won't be anything too bad. Okay, so takeoff. We've got the flaps set, we have the prop in, speed brake is up. That was probably good that we checked that. But anyways, we are now on the runway, so we'll gradually add power whilst simultaneously adding rudder, and there's full power. Maintain that centre line, and the aircraft should bring itself up more or less. There's the rotation. Just lower the volume on my headphones. Fly it up to 400, then we'll engage the autopilot. There's 400 feet. So we'll say nav mode, autopilot, there we go. Not the most beautiful day here in Hawaii, quite overcast, but regardless, I'm not quite sure what all this flashing is in the cockpit. Cruising, well, not cruising, but climbing out at 91 knots, all the way up to 4,000 feet, intercepting that flight path nicely, and we should be turning left, but we're not, obviously, because why would we be? Struggling to figure out what's constantly going wrong with the G1000, because you hit nav mode and it just doesn't follow the flight path. See, now we're intercepting it quite nicely. And just watch, it's probably going to sail straight past it. Okay, so we seem to be intercepting the flight path quite nicely now. Just as I say, it's not going to follow it, it decides to. Obviously, Murphy's Law. 1,000 to go, we have a 4-knot headwind more or less exactly. We'll just plug up with the heading. So here we are in the beautiful clouds above Hawaii. Not something I anticipated, but whatever. Let's take a look from the outside. That's quite a nice view. That's the speed brake. And that shouldn't be up. Yeah, that definitely should not be up. Nope. There we go. Let's put it down. Flying through the clouds now. I don't know if we'll break through them entirely, but we'll see how it goes. Oh, we seem to have broken through that one quite easily. Just keep it at this cruise speed of 122 or 3 knots. We won't be too picky. So I've just remembered that we need to turn our lights off. So the strobe can stay on, the position light can stay on, landing, taxi can come off. What is on here? And we'll just turn them all that way. Now what's that? Okay, that's everything off. Okay. So we'll keep those two on. Strobe and the position lights, and I will hopefully see you at the... oh, that's the wrong way. At the next waypoint, which is there. So we should have some mountains off our right-hand side, and we do. Not that we can see them very well, because obviously it's cloudy as all hell. So we're just about approaching our first waypoint, and I'm going to make the decision to climb to 5,000 feet. There it is, and we will say, vertical speed, nose up at 500 feet per minute. And there we go, we'll be climbing, and that should take us out of this cloud layer here. We'll be able to see some nice blue sky rather than, well, this dark dinginess, which, in my opinion, should be banned from Hawaii in its entirety. I came here for sun and fun, not doom and gloom. You can tell by the enthusiasm in my voice that I am absolutely loving this weather. I am fairly well acclimatised to it, with me living where I live. Some of you will know where I live, and you will be able to relate entirely. Anyway, we'll be approaching the waypoint in... we usually have an ETA. Distance is 1.4 miles, 1.3 miles, and ETA should be here somewhere. ETE 30 seconds, so we should be there in about 30 seconds. There we go, we're turning now, and this will bring us to our next waypoint, which is Papa Hotel Oscar Golf, or P-Hog as I like to call it, because I am funny. Can't you tell? Best bants out of anyone. Look at how pixely that screen gets. You can just zoom in for eternity. I don't really want to do that because I'll probably crash X-Plane somehow. Yes, this climb should take us out of the clouds now. 4,800 feet. If not, then we will climb higher. Oh, don't tell me it's going to put us into this next cloud layer here. Oh no, we should stay just below it. But see, this is what I wanted. This sort of weather. You know, bright, sunny, couple of clouds, big white fluffy things. That sort of thing. That's what you want when you go to Hawaii, isn't it? You don't want to be stuck indoors in the rain with variable winds and cloud layer up to 5,000. So now 47 nautical miles from our next waypoint, and providing nothing interesting happens along the way, I will see you there. So what you see in front of you is what we call in the industry as a big-ass mountain, and we are probably going to have to climb to 6,000 to get above that. If I can just zoom out, there we go. See, that's our next waypoint, and we've got the mountain in the way of it, so we are going to climb up to 7,000 actually. And we'll say a vertical speed of 500 feet per minute. That's a nice steady climb rate. In fact, we could even go 1,000 feet per minute, and we'll increase the power. Zoom back in on our MFD. See, this is what I was hoping for. We've left all the clouds and stuff behind us, and we're just sailing free at the minute. But we're not sailing. We're in, what, 5.5 feet loaded out, 5.5 feet above sea level. Yeah, sure, that'd be a big problem if we were 5.5 feet above sea level. We are 5,500 feet above sea level, is what I mean to say. And yeah, we're definitely going to have to climb for that mountain. Either that or we're just going to have to fly around it, whether it be that way or maybe that way. If we were to fly around it, which way would we fly? Probably around that way. One thing I don't like about this plane is the note of the throttle doesn't change. You can see I'm moving it around and it's not actually changing the note, which is a bit disappointing, but hey, what can you ask for when it's from an older version of X-Plane? Oh boys, we're going to have to climb a lot higher. I'm sending us up to 9,000 feet. This could end tragically for Simon SNB and the Cessna 400 here. We'll see how it goes anyways. You can just see from this view how monstrous that thing is. Actually, I quite like that view because you can see very nicely the coast, and you can see all of the shores and the beaches and everything. I'd like to go to Hawaii one day if this is what it's like. Very cool place. I think this might be an active volcano as well, or maybe dormant or extinct, but volcano anyways. So climbing through 7,800 for 10,000, I believe. No, 9,000, disregard. I'm still not sure we're actually going to make this. Hang on. I'm burning up precious seconds of my time before I strike that mountain by looking at Sky Vector to see what the situation is. How tall is that? That's a lot taller than where we're climbing to. however tall it is. I'm going to say 13,000. Oh, Sky Vector's running slowly. This isn't what I want. I might just have to eyeball it because Sky Vector is not working for me at all. Okay, I've finally got... Oh, what just happened to my voice? I've finally got Sky Vector working. I've finally got Sky Vector working, and it's showing me that big hill is at 10,000 feet. I don't believe that. Well, actually, we're climbing through 10,000 now, and we're about level with it. So yeah, I'll say that's about right. It's called Haleakala National Park. Haleakala. Try and pronounce that one for me, I dare you. One thing I regret about flying in Hawaii is I can't actually pronounce any of the names of the places. We're en route to Valley Island Airport, but, well, that's about as close as I've got so far to a correct pronunciation. But in fairness, look at the scenery. It's absolutely gorgeous. Let's just jump outside for a second. Let's have a look at that. That's beautiful. We got... I think that would be where the mouth of the volcano is. This is gorgeous. Let's just zoom out here. That's beautiful. Screenshot. I'm absolutely obsessed with screenshots. You can tell because I post one on my Instagram every Wednesday. So if you'd like to check that out, please. What is it with me and not being able to speak anymore? Please check it out if you want. Get a screenshot like that. And like that also. That's absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And this is all auto-gen. So YouTube's probably going to compress the quality slightly, but still an absolutely beautiful looking game. That's one thing that always amazes me. I've played X-Plane for quite a while now, and I'm still always amazed by, there's 1,000 to go, by the graphics and the beauty that it has naturally. There are very few simulators or games on the planet that actually make me smile, but X-Plane is one of them. X-Plane is one of the very few that will actually make me happy just from looking at it. And that's quite something for me. That is absolutely gorgeous. Some interesting scenery over there. I believe our waypoint is somewhere over there in the distance. I can't be sure though. God, that's just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, never mind. Our waypoint is just over there. So that's always good. Now leveled off at 13,000 feet. Unlucky for some, but not for me. I don't know how you can't be amazed at the beauty of this game. You go from absolutely miserable, depressing conditions where we took off, and now 13,000 feet. We've got the morning sun behind us, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Let's actually get a screenshot up against the sun. This could feature on my Instagram, so be sure to check it out. One of these screenshots. I'm going to use up all of my hard drive space just with screenshots, I swear. Now 7.8 nautical miles from our waypoint, and then we'll be heading from there over to wherever that is. Give me a second. It is Muwami Beach. Sounds like an interesting place. And then from there we'll be heading direct to Honolulu. TCAS alert? Why, what's going on here? We've got some very strange activity going on. Oh, we've got someone below us. Who's that? Oh, there's our waypoint. There's our waypoint right there. Sorry, I wasn't speaking into the microphone there. We've got TCAS going on. So that's never exactly a good sign. What aircraft is that? I'd love to know. Oh, it's a King Air C-90. Probably just departed. Oh well, no harm, no foul. Bit of TCAS to wake you up in the morning, there you go. Just nab another screenshot quickly. That's beautiful, that mountain there. The amount of times I've said, oh dear, and that's beautiful, in Will It Rally and Explain videos, well, it must accumulate to quite a substantial number. Now, where are we going to? Now we're going to Muwami Beach. Right, so we are 35 miles from our waypoint, and we have an estimated time on a route of just under 10 minutes. So I think I will just skip most of this and see you there. So we're just approaching our waypoint of Muwami Beach. I don't know. Muwami Beach. I think that's how you're supposed to pronounce it, but I cannot be sure because I eat crumpets and tea all day. I've never been to Hawaii, and I'll probably never be to Hawaii, which is unfortunate. But it's a sad reality, which we'll have to face. Simon S&B is in fact alone. Most instances in life, and the friends he does have, well, debatable as to whether they're clinically insane or not. So we're arriving at the waypoint now in about, oh, never mind, I was about to say about 10 seconds, but never mind, because we're turning now direct to Honolulu, and that should be a fun landing. Okay, so we're going to be landing on 26 left, which has no ILS. What's the weather like? 070 at 12, so that means that we should really be landing on runway 08. Yeah, we're not going to bother. It's 12 knots, it won't be too much for us. Probably well within the capabilities of the aircraft. So we're going to be landing on 26, let's say 26 left, just for the heck of it. That's 11,000 feet, which is more than enough for a 12 knot wind. So even if we are landing with a direct tailwind, we should be alright. Do we have the airport in sight yet? I don't believe we do. Probably start descending anyways. Yeah, we'll say, let's get down to, let's say 10,000 feet. Okay, so we're descending at 600 feet per minute, no, 500 feet per minute, which is a good healthy descent rate. And we're just going to slow the aircraft down now because it's over 170 knots, and well, that's a bit drastic if you ask me. That's a bit unnecessary, so we won't be doing that. Landing without ILS, 26 left doesn't have any ILS. If we bring up Avitab, that will show us. So there we are. 26 left without ILS, 26 right without ILS. The only runways that have ILS is 04 right, 08 left, and that's it. Well, that's interesting. I would have thought a big airport like Honolulu would have had a lot more ILS. Oh yeah, we should probably switch the fuel tanks over, that's something I forgot to do. Now we're burning out of the right tank and the plane is massively unbalanced. Well, it is still massively unbalanced, because as I've just realised, where is it? There we go, fuel quantity, our left wing has substantially less than the right wing, which is not good, because we are going to be quite unbalanced for the landing. But oh well, it is what it is. So now descending into the clouds into Honolulu. Just currently surfing above them pretty much. Haha, surfing. Get it, because we're in Hawaii. I'm brilliant banter. I can only imagine how many people find me attractive. And that number that I'm imagining is precisely 0. Ooh, what do these buttons here do? Prop heat, pitot heat, brakes. Ah, is that parking brake? Nope. I think those are just... not quite sure what kind of brakes those are. Are those the speed brakes? Nope. So now we're just about to descend into the cloud layer. The first stage of flap extended, and we can, let's just remember where the speed brake thing is. Okay, it's there. Okay, so we know where that is when we need it. I have toe brakes mapped to my to my trigger on my T16000M. Okay, so now we've gone through the cloud layer, and we should see Honolulu Airport. Sorry, I'm not talking into the microphone. We should see Honolulu Airport somewhere there. Do we see it? Yes, we do, and I have massively overshot the runway.
Caution.
Okay, second stage of flap. I can never judge my approaches. Oh yeah, that's the fuel imbalance in the wings. Oh dear, I've made a botched job of this. So we're pitching to maintain airspeed, add a bit of power in that as well. There's 1,000 to go, not that we're using the autopilot. So you can see the position I've got my stick in at the minute. It's sort of forward and to the left, just to try and counter that imbalance in the fuel. Right, we're still very, very high. So what we're gonna do is perform a slip maneuver. So we have a slight tailwind. I'm just applying rudder and opposite control just to sort of add a lot more drag. In fact, let's put the speed brakes out. Speed brakes out. Speed brakes. Oh dear, I lost control. Speed brakes out. There we go. That's what we wanted. lose all of that altitude. It's okay, we've got a plenty big enough runway to land on. Landing flaps are set. Everything should be alright, providing we don't smash it into the ground. Flare. Oh, that's a semi-alright landing, I suppose. There'll be no need to put speed brakes up, I don't think. Yeah, speed brakes are down. Now, where the hell do we park? I'm going to backtrack along the runway and then take that high-speed exit, and I'll probably just end the video there. Oh, never mind, because there's an exit up there. That's the only exit seemingly, so anyways, that's going to be it for the flight. So I'll see you when I am parked on the stand. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that flight around Hawaii. I certainly did. Obviously, my mistake with the fuel imbalance. I'm not used to that sort of thing. And the dodgy approach, I really need to work on my approaches. They're quite dismal. But yeah, apart from that, that was quite a nice flight, some very lovely scenery there. So, quite a few scenic shots in the video, I imagine. But yes, apart from that, oh, what else do I need to say? I don't believe I need to say anything. So, yes, if you enjoyed the video, please do leave a like, and feel free to subscribe. As always, very, very much appreciated. It really does motivate me. But apart from that, my name's been Simon, and I'll see you next time.